Hey, good evening, everybody, and welcome to this emergency broadcast. We are, the belief right now is that Julia has been arrested. We're going to go over the sequence of events because this is all news to me. I'm not sure what the hell's going on or what's happened here. I just was on a live stream with Jag. I was on a live stream back to back with someone else before that. And while I was on one of the live streams, I got a message in the live chat, actually. Some of you
Yeah.
may have seen it. Sean, it's Julia's friend. Can you get Ron to call me? Somebody gave me, and this is urgent. So I thought, oh no, what's happened with Julia? But I was on my live stream. There was nothing I could do. I've been on back-to-back live streams ever since. And while I was on the live stream, I took a photo of that comment and sent it to Ron. And Ron's been dealing with it ever since. So he's going to pick it up from what happened from there.
So it even started slightly before then. I was speaking to one of Julia's contacts over here, one of her friends, and he had said that Karen, right, one of the other ladies who is friends with Julia, was having trouble finding Julia at the airport, and you wonder, maybe she's been held, maybe it's a baggage thing, whatever. So you got to let a little bit of time pass, and a little bit of time passed, and Karen, who it was that came into the side chat, had got her friend to Discord message me Karen's number, and I called, and Karen's driving around, and she's like, I don't know what's going on, and I'm like, well, this has never happened before. Like, if Julia's ever had some problems with traveling or the airport, it's never been. I mean, for the first little while, it was very much Julia has vanished from the airport. And that was a bit startling and upsetting, obviously. And Julia's media contact, who we were talking about earlier, we got a hold of him, had him confirm everything that's been happening. But this went on from about maybe quarter past seven, and then I was in the backstage of your live helping Adam set up. And then that was roughly after about 2 or 3 minutes after I left was when you sent me that message. So I'm on the phone with Karen. She's like, what should I do? And I'm, at this point, I'm like, go and find a Tesco's, go and get yourself a bunch of sandwiches, a couple of battery packs for your phone. And you're probably going to have to wait this out, because we need to know if she leaves the airport, because, we all know what the British police are capable of, metaphorically, allegedly, whatever. But then there was some moments where we were making calls and it was maybe ringing 3 times, and then it was ringing 5 times or 7 times. There was inconsistencies with the phoning. So it felt like there was maybe someone going through her phone or looking at it. And then, so I've got ready to have some food. She had said that that Serge was phoning and she needs to go and answer the call. So that's what happened. And then, knowing that she had got her point of contact sorted, Serge Sinclair, his name is, I was like, okay, I can relax a little bit, because he's at least got media contacts, lawyers, all this kind of stuff. And I will say there is lawyers on standby for Julia. And then I get another phone call, and it's Serge saying that arrests have been made. And we're going to go into that in a little bit more detail in just a minute, but this is very sort of stressful. Julia has had an incredibly turbulent week. Okay, she's had some incredible results with the DNA, but I think a lot of people can understand with incredible highs can come incredible lows. And she's. I feel so horrible for her that this has happened, and it makes you wonder, right? The priorities of a lot of this when we talk about 20 million spent on a case, and they can't spend £60 on a DNA. And I feel like the police should have better things to do than go running around after a young girl for what? For wanting answers. For having a 70% DNA match that one of the people that is concerned in this is her biological father. Nah. This is absolutely disgusting. Sure.
It's hitting mainstream news all over the world right now. It's as if they're canceling out all the good news that was reported in the last few days, and now a woman who believes she's McCann arrested for stalking. Like you said, Ron, you phrased it very well. When there's an upswing, the pendulum goes the other way, and there's always another reaction. But this looks like
well. Look, let me just say this: Julia has been arrested on suspicion of stalking. Right? Stalking one of what? An alleged biological parent for answers. Stalking how? Stalking how? If I approach Sean, if I approach you in the street one time, that surely isn't stalking, right? That can't be. And again, I'm not asking you to answer because neither of us are lawyers. But here's the thing. Her friend Karen has also been arrested for aiding and abetting, right? Now, Julia has now got herself in a position where they have a bargaining chip in Karen with her. You know? I know who Julia is in her heart. I don't mean fucking with the case or anything like that. I mean, as a person. She's not going to burn Karen. You know, if they say, oh, well, you know, listen, you know, your friend could be facing a lot of time for this, because you know what they're like. Honestly, it is so unreal that there has been so much effort put into the silencing and the smearing of this girl's name. Whatever went through her head to decide to get on a plane, right? It wasn't the best decision. How we doing, Luke? Julia's been arrested at Bristol airport under suspicion of stalking, along with one of her friends for aiding and abetting in said stalking. It is
this trip to Bristol, then none of us knew about this, did we, Ron?
Yeah, Julia had a pretty rough night last night, and you know, I was up pretty late with her. She was okay, everything was fine. She just needed somebody there, and that was it. Good night. See you in the morning. Speak to you in the morning. See you later. And I remember getting up this morning about 8 o'clock, messaging her, seeing that she was last online about 10 minutes before I messaged her. That was great. She sent me a message. I'm like, hey, do you still want to do the show today? And she's like, oh, I can't today. I'm getting on a flight. And I'm like, what? And nothing. It's not like what as in, oh my God, like, what do you think you're doing? What, like, you never mentioned this to me yesterday. Not that she has to mention anything. Maybe she was playing it, keeping it close to her chest because she likes to keep things to herself. I am in by no way means in any way trying to say that she should have told me, blah, blah, blah. But it was weird. It was an odd one. So it's weird, man. I've never met Karen. I've spoken to her a few times. I know Julia's spoken of her a lot. Hang on a second. I know Julia has spoken of her as well. Speaks very highly of her. But I have to question everybody in this. I have to wonder what is going on in this whole thing.
It's a reaction to her result. And let me just read. I'll read what's just been published in The Sun a few minutes ago. They're already calling her Maddie Fake, Julia, claims she's Maddie, arrested in UK for stalking and harassing parents Kate and Jerry. A Polish woman claiming to be Madeleine McCann has been arrested as she arrived in the UK on suspicion of stalking as she touched down at Bristol airport this afternoon, her representative said. Having flown from Poland, she was due to meet with a friend who lives in Cardiff when she was arrested. It's thought the friend was also arrested. Her representative told the Mail, I'm trying to find out what's happened, but it appears Julie has been arrested at Bristol airport this evening just after she got off the plane. The police have reportedly arrested her on an allegation of stalking and harassing the McCanns. She became an internet sensation in February 2023 after claiming she was the missing youngster on Instagram with the Instagram handle I am Madeleine McCann. Despite previously publishing DNA test results which concluded she is 100% Polish, which is a mainstream media lie, therefore cannot be the missing Madeleine McCann, Julie has this week shared new DNA results, which apparently show she is related to Jerry McCann. She claimed the results were submitted to a world expert who compared them to DNA found at the crime scene in 2007 when Madeleine disappeared in Praia da Luz, Portugal. Julia alleged experts also matched her eyes, teeth, and voice with Madeleine. Well, instead of spending all this money now on arresting her, why didn't they take that money and take it and re-examine the DNA results or give Julia a DNA test and get to the bottom of this? Why are they stringing this poor woman out and traumatizing her now by putting her through the hell of incarceration? It's really sad.
Yeah. And hang on a second. Nah, not at all, Lexi. It's completely tied to this case. But I mean, I agree with you. It seems completely outrageous that we're sitting here discussing the fact that Julia has been arrested less than a week after she gets this DNA result. And exactly what you said there, it just seems like they're now trying to pulverize the headlines. And she walked into it. She walked into it, man. I just can't believe it.
How did they know she was landing on that particular plane? Because Bristol's pretty low key, isn't it?
Well, she's got, like, as soon as she books a flight and her passport is scanned at Poland, I would imagine every single airport there's like alarm bells going billy, 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 billy. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how airport security works, but I imagine she's on several lists. Okay. If you're entangled, right, in a global situation involving the most famous missing child on the planet, and it just so happens that mind you, right? If anyone knows how to work out the odds for a bookies, right? Tell me the odds on this, okay? So, crazy Polish girl, okay, screams about being Madeleine McCann, and it just so happens that it turns out that she's the long-lost love child of Jerry, allegedly? What are the odds of that? What are the odds of someone thinking they are a missing child and it turning out to have a almost perfect match for her being a biological child of Jerry, allegedly? What are the odds on that? Probably you get better odds on her just being Maddie. I'm just saying. So when you have something like that come out that threatens to derail decades of apparent police work, we've been handed gift after gift in the packaging of Christian, the great monster who has now had all the charges dropped against him. We've been dragging lakes and checking forests. Oh, hell yeah. We got to make sure that money gets spent on something, right? But here we are. How does Julia's DNA match with anyone's DNA from the McCanns? At all. I'm being serious.
So they're asking me in the chat to look at Julia's social activity and see what's happened. So there's several. She's got several Instagram accounts. Do you know which one is her current one, Ron, by any chance?
Did you check what it said in the papers? I am Julia Wandelt.
Okay, got it. Yep, 26,000 followers. Contact McCann's Member of Parliament is particular announcement. It's got the media announcement. It's got Dr. Mark Branwell. Let's see, DNA results part 3. Yeah, so it's just all DNA results stuff.
Yeah,
that has been posted.
yeah,
I'm
that's
not going to share it because there's some names and addresses.
yeah. So that's our most recent
Real,
post.
yeah. So our social media stuff is still standing. It's not been cancelled. Like someone did ask about that. It's not been deleted. No.
Yeah. See, somebody just made a comment here. See, Robbie, then they should announce that. They should make that public statement that that little girl is no longer alive. This is currently a missing child case. That's
So,
fact.
Mr. Clare is the guy who's corresponding with the media on this.
Yeah.
Do we have a direct line to
Yes.
him?
Yes.
Because I'm not too far away from Bristol.
Yeah.
If Julia, like, is the bail possibility? Could I,
I'll
bring her
connect
here?
you. I'll connect you guys after this live stream. I've got a direct contact with him, and he's a proper team player, mate. Like, you would think a lot of these mainstream media guys would just be like, good job, YouTubers, see you later. But he has in no way means been that whatsoever. So massive respect to him. 100%.
If we've got any legal eagles in the chat who are familiar with UK criminal law, does anyone know how long they could possibly detain someone for in the UK? In America, you got to be charged, or they got to let you go, etc. If there would be a bail possibility, or would she be considered a flight risk because she's from overseas? And the protocol, the mechanics of getting her out as soon as possible. If we can bail her out, and she could come over here and have refuge here and help me babysit Ziggy. 24 hours. Some people are saying 24 hours, 48 hours. Yeah, get in contact with John Wedger. Exactly 24 hours. All right. So if that's the case, then
I'm going to do that. I'm going to get in contact with John Wedger.
All right. If that is the case, then people are saying anywhere from 24 to 36 hours. If she was arrested this evening and they're going to run it to the clock, the earliest she could possibly get out would be tomorrow evening. The latest would be 36 hours hence. So what we need to do is, if she's got legal representation, there we go, 24 hours charged or bailed. So if it's just a stalking charge, they'll be processing her. It should only take about 4 hours. All right, so we just need to monitor the situation. I'm up all night anyway with baby Ziggy. If she does need picking up and bringing here, we've got a spare room.
Yeah.
And are you talking to me, Ron, or are you still muted?
Nah, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm shell shocked. I just want to say, Ron only ever does his best, Glam. So do not worry. Okay, 100%. This is. I mean, none of us are sleeping tonight. I mean, that's that. I mean, it really is.
Stalking carries a maximum of 9 years jail sentence in the UK.
Yeah,
but this is ridiculous. It's not like she's got a criminal history.
Listen. It's not like Julia's got anything that they would want to lock her up and throw away the key about. There's nothing suspicious here. It's terrifying. Okay, the potential misuse of the legal system that could be getting on here. It's scary. I'm scared for her, Glam and Crime. It's Julia. I mean, we all know her as a badass, okay, but she's fragile as well, and let's talk about already having traumatizing memories of being trapped in rooms. If you've listened to Julia's story with us, you'll know exactly what I'm referencing. And it's just awful. Hang on a second. That's a good point. Stalking equals fixated, unwanted. But here's the thing, Louisa. It was one occasion. Right? It was one occasion. Like, if I'm messaging Sean and Sean goes to the police, they're just going to say, well, why didn't you block them? So this has to be the in-person thing, with Karen also being arrested under conspiracy or whatever the hell it was I said earlier, whatever, aiding and abetting, right? It has to be the in-person situation. But then how can a single event warrant stalking? Does that make sense? I mean, again, I'm just a dumbass on the internet, so I don't listen to me or think I'm spewing facts, but it doesn't make sense. It almost it almost feels like if there was the worst possible terminology that they could have used for something, like if it was everywhere from a basic minor harassment order thing right up to stalking, I feel like they've jumped a few here. I feel like they've jumped the gun majorly. That's what I feel. I feel
So
like
on
we
one
could
of
have.
those, like we were playing those police recordings from the cops and stuff.
Yep. Yep.
On one of them, didn't he say to her
Yep.
that if she did doorstep them, this would happen? Something like this would happen.
He said that if she came back to the UK, which she'd done a couple of times since then, that there's a good chance that she would be arrested. Yeah. But she hadn't even approached the McCanns at this point. Oh no, she had. She'd went to, I think, did she not go to the like a vigil thing? I can't remember.
She went and recorded a conversation with him, didn't she?
That was recently. Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what's triggered this then.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, my brain's doing 5,000 miles an hour. Please like and get this shared out, everybody. I know it's a bit like a bit cringe to ask you all to like, but if you can all like this, YouTube will share it, and we can get the word out to more people on this whole series of events.
Yeah, so people are just tuning in. If you go on Google and put in Julia arrested, it's all over international news right now.
Oh my God.
And they're using the opportunity to destroy the positive news she had this week. I mean, this is like the boomerang effect from media manipulation. They're just calling this and that. Like the headline in the Sun starts out with Maddie fake. Madeleine McCann stalker arrested.
Well, they also use the worst photographs they can find of this girl,
don't they?
Right?
I was thinking that. Like, even when they were supporting her.
Like, I'm not being funny. Like, of all the pictures you can find of Julia, this is not one of the top tier ones, And it's almost like they want her to look disheveled and lost, and
yeah,
it's not all there.
Yeah.
When we damn well know that she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? How about the actual headline should be a Polish woman who's just had a DNA result of almost a 70% confirmed match to Jerry McCann, is a bit intrigued and would like some answers. That makes more sense.
Yeah. Have you got any of the photos that Julia's sent us we can use?
Of Julia.
In honor of Julia, we should put some of the photos she sent us up that she likes, not all these horrible media ones.
Yeah. They're all in thumbnail art, which is on the thumb drive through there. I know how to find one.
So viewers, let's do a poll. Put a 1 in the chat if you think this is a media black op in concert with the government to destroy Julia's credibility just when she was on the cusp of a major breakthrough. Put a 2 in the chat if you think that she deserves to be arrested and you do not support Julia. Let's see what comes in.
Tell you what, man, right? It has been. Honest to God, this is just going to be the start of it. This is just the start.
There's not many people with that I thing that I can't pronounce.
Right? Man.
That is very unusual. Very unusual.
So, like, how do you go about like we need to, like, honestly, if she's still in there tomorrow, right, or she's not out, what do we do?
there's nothing you can do, Ron, when someone is incarcerated other than get lawyered up and have that person find out the full scenario and all of the options and whether money needs to be posted for bail to get them freed temporarily while they await, prosecution and court hearings, etc.
Yeah, you see, it's interesting that people are asking about the friend, right? Because this was the same friend that drove Julia to the McCanns, right? And subsequently, I imagine, has invited her over. Now, I'm not saying anything about her friend. I'm not talking anything bad about anybody, but I don't know anyone. Hang on a second. Please contact Sheena. Who is Sheena? I'm looking. Hang on a minute. Yeah, I don't know who Sheena is. I'm sorry.
We're about 97% ones right now with a few
Yeah.
others. Thanks, guys.
That's right. You've got to admire like the one or two people that slap a two in. Do you know what I mean? 100%, mate. And if you believe that is 100%, we encourage you to speak your mind, and admire the bravery and honesty.
Well,
you're wrong though. You mean you're wrong, but I admire your bravery and honesty.
They may be from the subset of people who hold us accountable for pushing this false narrative and taking advantage of this crazy lady, which is something that people who believe Julia does not have the right to tell her story push.
Yeah.
Because when Julia came to this channel through
Yeah.
John Wedger, an ex-Scotland Yard detective, he said Julia is a lovely person, an honest person who's just trying to find out who she is. And he said, Sean, I don't even believe she's Madeleine McCann. I believe Madeleine McCann is dead. But I think Julia deserves to be platformed to tell her side of the story and for the viewers to make their own decisions as to whether they believe her or not. And these people attacking us and Julia say we're pushing this narrative, saying she's McCann. None of us have ever said she is McCann. We've just allowed Julia to present her evidence and you, the viewers, to make up your own minds, because it's not for other people to tell us or to tell anyone, what kind of mind, what kind of decision, what kind of belief we should be possessing inside our own craniums. These people are just anti-freedom of speech. They are censorious, and they should take a long, hard look in the mirror, because Julia has been through hell. We don't know what kind of hell entirely. She's a traumatized person. Just looking at the complex cocktail of MK Ultra medication she was put on as a kid is a huge alarm bell in my mind as to all kinds of things that could have gone in her life. And as a platform that enables survivors to share their stories and gives them a safe space, she's fully entitled to come on. And she's come on, and God bless her, she has come on every episode and surprised us and come up with more detailed information and more detailed research. I'm sorry, Ron, have you got?
You're going to have to handle this on your own. The plot may have thickened.
Oh my God, the plot has thickened. There's going to be a knock on the door any minute. They're going to be coming for me and Ron. And let's see what Ron has to say. He's had to mute the microphone. And we are awaiting the latest development. But he did not. Ron looked a bit alarmed when he logged off just now. But yeah, when Julia first came on, she was very apprehensive about telling a story, even though she was enthusiastic to give her side after she'd been trashed by the media and labeled crazy. She was conflicted. There was a battle going on, and she was scared as to how people were going to react. Oh, thank you, Sim1 member. I've emailed GB News, messaged John Wedger, tweeted Musk and Lionel. What can we do? She does not deserve to be in custody. Tell us what we could do. We're going to get to the bottom of that, and it's going to be through legal action, I reckon, and posting a bail bond. So when she came on, she was conflicted. She wanted to tell her side because she's been trashed, but she was also very nervous and had high anxiety about how she would be received. And because she'd been effed over by certain people in the past, she was wondering whether, when she came on this platform, that would happen to her again. And over the episodes, I speak to Julia now at great length sometimes, and she said that she classifies me as a good friend, and it's great to see how she has developed, how your support has helped her, strengthened her character, and motivated her to continue with her plight. So, from the get-go, the bottom line is we played that phone call from Operation Grange that came at the very beginning, and it was obscene the way they treated her. It was condescending the way they looked down upon her. And we have said all along, you spent millions on this. Put this girl out of her misery, for God's sake. Spend the £100 or whatever it is on giving her a DNA test, a proper, through the cops DNA test. And the fact that they have not done that just adds complete and utter suspicion as to what the hell is going on here. So if you've just tuned in, we've got 3K watching across all platforms. And the headline is, I already read the headline in The Sun, the headline in the Daily Mail, and this is international news right now. It's just going all over the world. Exclusive Mail, Polish woman claiming to be Madeleine McCann is arrested as she touches down in the UK. Police swooped on Julia at Bristol Airport, where I'm not far from. And if we can get her bailed out, and if she wants to come here and have some sanctuary here, that would be an immediate objective, because she's going to be traumatized from going through this. And she's got a safe environment here with me and Jen and baby Ziggy. So it says the 23-year-old who was just flown in from Poland was due to meet a friend who lives in Cardiff when she was surrounded by officers in front of stunned passengers. Of course, they've got to do this thing whereby this harmless lady who wouldn't hurt a fly, they've got to completely surround her and intimidate her with officers. The friend, who is thought to be aged in her 60s, was also arrested and taken away. And that's a warning for nobody to be friends with Julia. The article continues to say, Julia believes she is Madeleine and says she recently took a DNA test, which has been examined by a specialist in America, and linked her to Kate and Jerry. And this very same publication reported that about a week ago. Also known as Julia Wandelt, she became an internet sensation in Feb 2023 when she posted on Instagram under the account name I Am Madeleine McCann. And Julia said to me, because they've used this against her in all the media, to say she claimed to be Madeleine McCann by using that account name. And Julia said over and over, she didn't know how to approach this at the time to get the attention, because no one was helping her find out who she really was. She contacted so many different people, and she came with this idea to start this account, I Am Madeleine McCann, in the hope it would attract more people to her cause. But then they used that to say she falsely claimed when she didn't know. And they added that she'd already done a DNA test and she was 100% Polish, which she has disputed. And then she went on these talk shows that used her and made her out to be crazy. And if you Google Julia, all that stuff comes up at the top searches. How crazy she is, how she's done a DNA test, and it's all debunked. All right, let me continue the article. She appeared on a US talk show, Dr. Phil, to discuss the far-fetched possibility that she is Madeleine, who vanished age 3 after being snatched by an intruder who broke into her family's home villa in Praia da Luz, Portugal, 2007. She this week took to her new social media account, Am I Julia Wandelt, to share the results of a fresh DNA test that she said Kate and Jerry refused to participate in. She this week took to her new, all right, the results, she said, were submitted to a world expert who compared them to the crime scene following Madeleine McCann's 2007 disappearance in Portugal. She alleges experts have also matched her eyes, teeth, and voice with those of the missing girl. And looking at that bloody photo on the screen right now, I mean, I've never ever met anybody in my life who has the eye discoloration in that exact same area. I've never seen, other than photos of these two, the exact same eye discoloration. So that, as a basis, they should have done the DNA test, but suspiciously, they have continued to fob her off. So this article continues that Wandelt representative Sinclair confirmed. Oh, thank you, Paula M. Yes, indeed, that is so true what you just said on the super chat there. Let me get that one up. There we go. Continue the article. So the results were submitted to a world expert, compared them to the crime scene. She alleges experts have matched her eyes, teeth, and voice. And her rep confirmed news of the arrest this evening and said, I'm trying to find out what's happened, but it appears Julie has been arrested at Bristol Airport this evening, just after she got off the plane. The police have reportedly arrested her on an allegation of stalking and harassing the McCanns. Now, in previous, phone calls that she's played to us and related to us, she was warned not to go there, and we had no idea she was going to go and talk to the McCanns and record a conversation. But Ron was telling me that it was the lady that's been arrested with her.
Right. So we've got to keep in mind, right? That phone call from the police said that if she came back to a certain city, that she could be arrested. If she came to certain police stations and things like this, she walked into that police station the last time she was here and asked if there would be any reason for her to be arrested, and they said no. Okay, then she's went to try and meet the McCanns. I'm sorry, but when in the world does approaching someone in the street and asking them, right, will you do a DNA test? When is that stalking? Like, where's the paperwork against Julia from the McCanns? There's been nothing.
I'm going to pull up the legal definition. Legal definition, stalking UK.
Big shout out to Paula M. I see you in the side chat there. Hope you're doing well, Paula.
If it's someone you know or knew, it doesn't mean that it's your fault. It's still stalking, and it's an offense. Stalking may include regularly following someone, repeatedly going uninvited to their home, checking someone's internet use, email, or other electronic communication.
So, just because I sometimes think that I'm a bit simple, can we just read that one more time? Because it sounded like you said. Can you just read that one more time?
Yeah, because there's a bit more to it. Let me go over this in more detail. So this is from Police UK. Stalking is like harassment, but it's more aggressive. The stalker will have an obsession with the person they're targeting. Someone you know could be stalking you, an ex-partner, or a person you were friends with, or it might be a stranger. If it's someone you know or knew, it doesn't mean that it's your fault. It's still stalking, and it's an offense. Stalking may include, and they now give 7 categories.
7.
Regularly following someone, so we can cross that off. Repeatedly going uninvited to the home, cross that off. Checking someone's internet use, email, or other electronic communication, we can cross that one off. Hanging around somewhere they know the person often visits. So if she went to the house, there is a possibility.
Okay, but read it again. Read that section again.
hanging around somewhere they know the person often visits.
Often
Now,
visits. Okay, so does that not indicate that hanging around would have to be over more than one occasion?
well, we would need the legal definition of hanging around. That was just I was just
Yeah,
thinking that.
yeah.
So that's ambiguous. All right. The next category is interfering with their property. Then we've got watching or spying on someone. And then we've got identity theft, signing up to services, buying things in someone's name. It's stalking if the unwanted behavior has happened more than once. So she's not been to the house hanging around or doing it more than once, as far as I'm
No,
aware.
no, no, not at all. I mean, I'm not being funny. Even if I came to your house, Sean, and we had a big argument outside your house and the police were called and there was no charges brought, they would just politely ask me not to go back to your house. I mean,
Yeah.
that's how that would go, right? And then if I went back again, then further charges, you know, it would escalate, if that makes sense. So I feel like this is a classic throwing the book at her, metaphorically speaking. Or is it more just about the headlines, bro? Like I feel
All right.
like this is the headline game.
All right. So there's a subcategory of online stalking,
Okay.
but I don't believe there's online stalking and harassment.
Yep.
So social networking sites, chat rooms, gaming sites, and other forums are often used to stalk and harass someone. For example, to get personal information, to communicate calls, text, email, social media, create fake accounts, damaging the reputation, spamming and sending viruses, tricking other internet users into harassing or threatening, identity theft, threats to share private information, photos, and copies of messages. So in that last category, we've made sure that all photos have been in the public domain. So that could not apply to that category. So, there's got to be some kind of police report written up that they're going to use to try and justify this claim of what was it again? It wasn't just stalking, was it? It was stalking and harassment, was it? Yeah, stalking and harassment. So there's got to be some kind of police report written up saying why they believe this is the case. They have to give a basis for stormtrooping Julia today at Bristol Airport.
They have to give a what?
They have to give a legal basis
Okay.
as to why they have stormtroopered Julia today at Bristol Airport.
Okay. So I've just Googled Avon and Somerset custody. I can't find a number, so I might go and have a look. Apparently, I can phone them and leave a number so Julia knows how to get a hold of us. For they keep her phone, maybe I can't imagine. Would they keep her phone?
All right. Well, we need to call them on the air, I reckon. What do you reckon?
I don't know if I want to jeopardize anything. I don't know if I want to poke the bear. I'll be recording it though. But
But the police work for us. That's a public service, isn't that? You're
yeah.
not.
Do you remember the Epstein trial? Do you remember it?
What is the legality of calling the police and live streaming that to see what Julia's legal situation is? Does anyone know?
My brain.
The legal is. Would there be legal ramifications for the channel?
My brain can only handle so much, Sean. Okay, my tiny little brain can only handle.
You're the one who's usually. I'm urging to refrain and use caution.
Yeah, I know.
You're telling me
2025 is a weird year. It's a weird year. All right, yeah, good point. Okay, yeah, let's nail these motherfuckers. Right. So let me go and find a number. You carry on. I'll be back in a minute.
Let me see if there's anyone that's got legal expertise can tell us. Can we call the cops just to ask Julia's status? Is that some kind of violation, or is that public information? Phoning a public service. If you phone a public service, you must notify them that you are live. You must state you are recording them first. Get legal advice, Sean. Be cautious. All right, maybe we'll research that more and do the actual call tomorrow. Or Ron could do it while I talk to camera. So
it sounds like Ron was right. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like Ron was right. Okay, that's fine. Okay, I'll get this number.
Say you are her father from Poland. No, definitely not. Data protection may be an issue. That is true. Yeah. You should be able to call and ask if she's there. I think let's have her on.
All right, I'm gonna go and jump on the laptop. I'll be 2 minutes, everybody.
All right, go for it. I don't think I'd finished the article. Let me. So Ron's doing the research. I was halfway through the article, letting you guys know what's happened, and thanks for all the love and support that's going for Julia. All right, so we left off where we talked about in her. Oh yeah, so her representative Sinclair said, "I'm trying to find out what's happened. It appears she's at Bristol. She got arrested at Bristol Airport. Police have reportedly arrested her on allegations of stalking and harassment." In her numerous posts to Instagram last week, Wandelt said her sources believe the genetic evidence strongly support that Jerry McCann could be Julia Wandelt's biological father. Supported by experts in the analysis field, Wandelt posted the first part of the DNA results, which had proven her to be part British and part Irish and not 100% Polish, which is this big thing that the mainstream media have been all jumping over when you Google Julia, is they say she regrets and she's apologized, and they clickbaited this apology. It's not true. She apologized for claiming she's Madeleine McCann. A DNA test was done, and she's 100% Polish. Yet earlier this week, the very same mainstream media was saying this DNA result has come in, which is showing she's part British and part Irish. But now today she's been arrested, and they're all back to saying she's a crackpot. So it's almost as if she snuck through the cracks to get this DNA result out there. The mainstream media have realized how that goes against their narrative, the official government narrative. And now all hell's broken loose. The stormtroopers have snatched her from Bristol Airport, and they are reversing that narrative ASAP and going back to the original narrative. And the sad thing is, Julia, her heart was up in the stratosphere. She was so happy of the recognition she was getting and all the love and support that was coming in from all over the world. So this is absolutely heartbreaking for all of us who have supported Julia on her journey and said that she has got the right to tell her story, whether you believe she is Maddie or not. And don't take that right away from her. And the whole thing behind her telling her story, the impetus is do the bloody DNA test, UK Gov. Put this poor girl out of her misery once and for all. A DNA test, certified by the cops. And you won't be spending thousands more legally processing this woman as we speak, which is a complete waste of time and resources when you could be using that money to go after people who harm kids. You're telling us that you don't have the resources to go after people who harm kids? And yet you are spending all this money housing Julie right now. Bristol police. It's terrible. And how many cops did it take to get this harmless lady off a flight? All right, going back to the article. This particular announcement refuted the claims previously made by private investigator Dr. Fia Johansson, who just tried to snatch Julia up and use her, and was one of the reasons when Julia came to us, she was so burnt by this Fia woman that she thought we were going to do the same. But she's realized we're not like this Fia woman, and we've all become good friends. Fia in 2023 shared Wandelt's DNA results that said she was, in fact, fully Polish. Wandelt said she had previously been struggling to understand those results from almost 2 years ago and claimed Dr. Johansson was not telling the truth, which the investigator categorically denied. Meanwhile, part 2 of the new DNA results were analyzed by the highly respected and recognized world expert Dr. Monty Miller and shared by Julia. After interpreting the DNA, Miller, who has a PhD in biochemistry from Loma Linda University in California, delivered an update to Wandelt, who had previously been described as a fantasist. Miller's email to her read, "The simple answer is that the suspect is not the source of the DNA on the evidence because the DNA is not fully established everywhere. However, they do match fairly well, more than I would expect at random, and a specific pattern emerges that looks like an almost certain family connection." Julia previously told the BBC's disinformation and social media correspondent Mariana Spring how she was essayed as a young child and said she first started believing she was Maddie after seeing resemblances between sketches of suspects and her abuser. She claimed this led to her suffering from gaps in her memory, which caused her to become suspicious about her upbringing after her parents dismissed questions on whether she was adopted. Julia also said she was never shown photos of herself in her early years or a birth certificate, but her parents had quickly refuted this and provided evidence. So, we've got almost 4,000 watching live across all platforms. The vast majority of you support Julia's right to tell her story, whether you think she is Maddie or not. And we really appreciate that. And it's a sickening waste of police resources that it has got to this point now where she has been denied over and over again a DNA test which costs £100, a couple $100. And if you have watched the series we've done with her, I've just put the link in the chat to all the episodes. I think there's 12 of them. Every week she has come on and blown us away with more and more evidence supporting her case. All right, so I've got an email here from Merv. I'm reading it. Lawyer connections. Yeah, good on you. That's what we want to hear. Get the legal powers. Get an army of legal powers built up for Julia. Please do the live you've planned for Friday about Julia. Nadine saying that. Well, Julia was going to come on, and hopefully Julia will be doing it from my house because it's Wednesday. Put one in the chat if you want to see Julia go live from my house with baby Ziggy, talking about what she has just experienced. Put a 2 in the chat if you would rather not see that. I see lots of ones coming in. Yeah, look at this. Bristol, like many of the areas of the UK, is sitting on a grooming gang scandal involving fruit and veg pop-ups. It's meant to be bad. And, you know, from our guests that we've had on, it's all ones. From our guests that we've all had on, talking about these gangs, working with the government, especially the Labour government, getting them votes so they can be protected. They reckon there are tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of girls, survivors. And we've possibly got one coming on Wednesday night who was R-worded hundreds of times. Horrific story, but she's a power speaker. These corrupt councils in on this sickening crimes that have been allowed to happen up and down the country. Yet Julia Wandelt lands at Bristol airport and they know she's coming, this harmless young woman struggling to tell her story. They've got all the resources in the world. They're saying that so many cops arrested her. Onlookers were terrified. That is an absolute bad use of resources. And you know what? We have interviewed cops, ex-cops. We can only interview when they're ex. And they come into the police forces to arrest the predators, arrest the gang members, arrest the R-worders, arrest the unalivers. And this is not the fault of the cops, what's just happened to Julia. It is the people controlling the cops. And these cops we've interviewed tell us they wanted to arrest the R-worders, etc. And they were told to do this and that and generate revenue and politics this and that and to leave these people alone and go after these people. And they found it absolutely sickening. But what could they do? They were young, they were idealistic, they were obeying orders. The whole justice system is upside down when people like Julia, a harmless young lady struggling to find out her identity, and who wouldn't want to find out her identity? And I relate to Julia because my mom was told by a doctor when she was a teenager, by the way, do you know you were adopted? She did not know she was adopted, and her world was turned upside down. And she lived with trauma and anxiety and depression for decades, struggling to find her identity, to find out who her real natural parents were. She was blessed to have the best adopted parents in the world, Nanny Florrie and me Jan. But that announcement from the doctor telling her she was adopted changed her life. And that is why I relate to Julia all the more because of what my mum went through. She has been suicidal, worrying about her identity over the years, suffering depression. She wrote a book, The Blue Plastic Cow, about how she suffered to find her birth parents. This has become her lifelong mission. And it is because of the heartbreak of what my mum went through. I relate to Julia and I support Julia all day long. I did start a petition for Julia, and it went into the Bermuda Triangle, disappeared off the face of the earth. They wouldn't accommodate it, the UK government. And Ron is back, and he's got a development. I can tell by the look on his face.
Ron's apparently every single number in Bristol just isn't answering phones today. So I phoned every single number that was listed for a police station in Bristol. They all just rang out, or I left a message with one of them, and that's that. Now, what was Julia doing here? That's what I'm in correspondence over. And rather than make it all public and talk about it, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to talk about somebody had their head up their backside when they thought it would be a good idea for Julia to just hop on a plane a week after getting this result.
Is your gut suggesting there is a manipulation here, or is it naivety?
Don't both go hand in hand?
Yeah, they can. But yeah, they are not mutually exclusive, correct? Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much on anything. I would rather let Ron cook. Let Ron cook on this, all right? Because this could be nothing or it could be something. It could be, and when I say that, it genuinely could be. Because If this had been planned for days, according to a contact, and there's at least 2 other people that I know that I can speak to that had knowledge of her coming here, why would they have suggested that she come here? You know, it doesn't make any sense to me, because they're going to be looking for any reason to grab her.
Well, off the back of being that hot in the media, it was the worst possible time to come to the UK.
And I think she knows I would have said that to her.
Which is why
Oh,
she
hang
didn't.
on a second. Is that Sheen? Yes, Sheena, right. Sheena, I'm going to put my email in the side chat right now, because I can't get in contact. I have no way of getting in contact with you. I'm putting my email in right now, Sheena. Fire me an email with a way of getting in touch, and I'll call you right now.
For those tuning in, Julia has been arrested at Bristol Airport for stalking and harassment.
Damn it, man. Right, emails. Get the emails up.
Yeah, the reason that she didn't say anything to you is because she knows in her heart you would have told her not to come to the UK.
Uh-huh. Do you know what? Another thing that annoys me, at some point I've signed up to an Andrew Tate mailing list, and every day 5 emails from this guy. Okay, I keep canceling it. He keeps sending them. No one cares. I'm just waiting on Sheena's email, and you know how the ADHD works. So, it's kind of freaking me out that there could be more to this, because the same person that met her there was the same person who went with her to the McCanns. Okay, and I'm not saying anything about anyone. I'm not bad mouthing anyone. I'm just saying I don't know these people. I know Julia. And I wonder if it was Julia's idea not to tell me or keep it from me. Not that she has to tell me everything, but she's usually very excited when she's coming to the UK.
I'm gonna see in the news if there's any more developments. If there's any updates in the news, let's have a look. Last hour,
I'm just trying to make sure Sheena sees this email.
Yeah, just continuation of the same headline that was reported in the Mail. It looks like everyone's just rehashing it.
How did that? But that was fast, bro. Like, that was fast.
Did you say you were able to contact Sinclair?
Yeah.
And has he responded or has he not?
Wait, I just got an email from the transport police.
Oh, did you?
What the fuck?
Let's swear in.
Sorry.
You received an email from them unsolicited.
No. This is something else. This is somebody giving me some information to call. So I'm gonna go call this now. Sorry, I'm just. It's
try
late.
her representative. This Sinclair guy.
I will do.
That's going to be the most direct line of access, I think.
Yeah, I've already spoken to him.
What's he saying?
He's just confirmed everything that was about to come out in the press. And he's got lawyers on standby. He's waiting on like someone contacting him, I guess. I don't know. This was before we done the live and before we went live. But let me
he's got lawyers poised to do whatever they can and bail her out.
Yeah.
Okay.
So bear with me, everyone. I'm just going to follow up on these numbers.
Let's see the chat coming in. Yeah, T-Bone is free, but it might be part of his conditions that he's not allowed to contact me. Once I can contact him properly, I'm going to set up a a podcast with T-Bone. He's one of the guys who was in Arizona prison. I'm just reading the chat. So I thought her DNA was already compared to Maddie's. No, that is a mainstream media fallacy, Rebecca. They've tried to destroy her, say she's crazy and she's 100% Polish in the past. But Julia and her fighting spirit have come back with a real DNA test, made international headline news about the linkage to the McCanns, and then boom, slapped down by the Gestapo at Bristol airport. Sheena is saying lawyers have been arranged. Fantastic. That's what we want to hear. That's all we can do. Once the cops have got you in their clutches at the cop shop, what they will be doing right now is interrogating her, interviewing her, if she is amenable to that. Now, if she has been schooled on not speaking to the cops until your lawyer is present, which is the correct protocol, hopefully, I've never had a conversation with Julia about this scenario. I wish I had now. If I'd have known she was coming, we would have gone over this scenario. And she has the right not to speak exactly. It's chapter pleading the fifth in America, isn't it? Because they will trick you into saying things that will be used against you in a court of law. So the first thing Julia should do is say to the police, I want to contact my representative, Sinclair, and I will only speak in the presence of my lawyer. And then if Sinclair has got a lawyer down at the cop shop, he goes ASAP, and he sits in the room with the cops while they are interviewing her, if he believes she should agree to even be interviewed. In the UK, pleading the fifth, it's called going no comment. So basically, they do sit in the room with you and ask you question after question after question, and you just say no comment at the end of each question. No comment in each question. No comment. There are people who feel that they are innocent of things, and they have ended up on death row because they have cooperated with the police, and the police have used tiny little fractions of what they said to send them for execution. This is how serious it is. There are many well-meaning police, and I'm not putting down the police, and we've interviewed ex-cops, and John Wedge is an ex-cop, and he's regularly on this channel, and he's the guy who introduced us to Julia. But the system is so corrupt. The cops have got arrest quotas. The prosecutors want to make headline news by nailing you to a cross and having these prosecution conviction rates 100%. Once it's in motion, you are effed, people. Once they've decided to go out after you, you are effed. Because they will use the full weight of their resources to take whatever you say in a police interview and make you look like a fool. They will make the Pope look like the Antichrist. I've seen it. I've been housed with people who thought, I trust the justice system. I thought if I told the cops the truth, they would let me go. Oh my God. You tell the cops the truth in an interview and they'll let you go. Are you that naive? Some people are. Some people are. The Pope possibly is the Antichrist. I think they are pharmaciding the Pope right now, folks. He's got the Diddy pneumonia. Have you looked at the latest headlines with the Pope? Yes. Put a 1 in the chat if you think the Vatican houses the Antichrist, allegedly. Put a 2 in the chat if you think he's a good man. That was a...
Yeah, I'm on hold, just so you know. I've not got my headphones on, so I'm sorry for interrupting you. I'll be back in a minute.
Who are you on hold with, Ron? He's gone.
Or just have a massive coughing seizure. and then I'll go quiet.
It's all ones. Did the Pope visit a Diddy party? Someone just said. All right, we're trying to find more information. So during my ecstasy importation case, when you get arrested, you go into the intake, and there's a phone with a little short cord on it, so you can't hang yourself. And there comes a point when you're allowed access to the phone, and the first thing anyone does is they call their friends and family, and they say, "Here's where I am. There's a hotline that you can call, and it will list my charges. It will list my bail bond, and it will tell you how to post the bail bond. It will tell you how to post the bail bond, and then your family and your friends. That's what they're supposed to do. That's for people who are not, that hit with the criminal justice system. If you're really hit with the criminal justice system, I mean, the people who worked for me had legal benefits. They had the number they would call right away. That lawyer would post the bail bond, would get them out. It would tell them, don't say anything, and that was what we had established. So that's what obviously Julia's family are not going to try and bail her out of jail. So we're relying on legal backing from her representative right now to be at the forefront of getting her the hell out of there. But Ron is back.
Ron's on hold. Okay. Ron is on endless hold. Apparently 20 million doesn't cover a call center.
On hold with who, Ron?
The transport or police, some police. It was one of the numbers that was sent to me.
Okay.
I'm going to try the airport detention number next. And I've got Sheena as well. Sheena is basically Julia's best friend. And Sheena was on one of the shows where we done an episode with Julia. So it's just a mess.
Hey, Liam. Right. So as soon as I can establish contact with T-Bone, we will update you on a podcast. That would be great.
Right, hang on. I'm going to try the other number.
Bridget, Julia is. I know that's what surprises me about her coming to the UK undercover, because she is so smart. She has listened to any and all guidance from you and Ron. She won't talk to them. Yeah, unless a lawyer says to say this or that, or no comment. Yeah.
Unless she happens to be arrested with one of her friends who they can use as a tool against her.
All they're doing to Julia right now is putting her story in an even bigger spotlight and causing even more love and support to rise out of the internet for her, out of platforms that they're not censoring and controlling when it comes to Julia's story. So this is just going to blow up in their faces, folks. More people than ever now are going to be saying, let Julia have this bloody DNA test run through the cops. Let's get to the bottom of this.
I'm going to go make a phone call to Sheena. Don't go anywhere. I'll be back.
Does Sheena want to come on?
Possibly, yeah. Give me a minute.
All right. Oh, thank you, Denise. Thanks for liking the stream. Thanks for sharing and getting the stream riding high in the algorithm so that even more people can see the hell that Julia is being put through on her quest just to find out who she is. I mean, anyone with a halfpenny of common sense would allow this woman the right to fully understand her identity. Oh, Kaza, that is a good suggestion because, all right, so Kaza has just said, contact the Polish embassy, because if you are from a foreign country and you contact the embassy, then the embassy right away have got to act in the best interests of protecting their citizens. And when the British embassy was contacted, when I was arrested in Arizona, They eventually flew someone out to see me. And they also helped me with some reading materials, provided me legal protected phone calls, and connected with my parents, legal diplomatic mail protection. Yeah, there's a whole host of measures that go into place when someone from a foreign country is arrested in a different country. So that's the brilliant idea, Kaza. We need to let the Polish embassy know and get them whatever human rights Julia has, get them informed and on Julia's side. So here's I'm pondering this as well, Verika Z. Is it possible that there was a warrant out, obviously, in the computer, notified them, but a warrant for what she wore not to visit the UK, and she did exactly that is possible. So when I came back to the UK, because I've got an Interpol record, I thought when I think it was Gatwick Airport, I thought they would have wanted to have a word with me because I would be on a computer system, my Interpol record, and I breezed through the London airport. But when Wildman, my co-defendant, came, he got through. But when he did get through, they started like asking him to come to some desk over the intercom system. So he had a hard criminal record going back to the UK for his insane actions over the years. So I think if you've got a long criminal history, there's a chance there's going to be something in the computer. But, Julia's not got a serious criminal history. She's just got her association with the McCann case and the cops warning her that if she did approach the McCanns, consequences would ensue. But I think because so much money has been spent on the McCann case and it is so politicized that she's probably on some kind of homeland security or some kind of, international Big Brother, Black Ops, whereby they are keeping an eye on her international movements. And because of her blowing up in the media last week with this new DNA test, there is a motive for what has just happened at Bristol Airport. Yes, Patty, my criminal record precludes me from traveling to most countries. I can't go to any Commonwealth countries. My Canadian publisher found that out for me. So Canada, Australia, etc., New Zealand. I was offered opportunities in Asia, in Japan, Hong Kong, China. I do money laundering talks to investment banks, to do a due diligence in London. And the head of Hong Kong Shanghai Bank wanted me to fly out to Asia. So we had to look at varying Asian countries for me to come in to do a video, an interview that was going to go out to every single member of the Hong Kong Shanghai Bank because they were in trouble for laundering for the Mexican mafias. And they tried everything to get me into China and Hong Kong. And it was like a catch-22. Once you inquire and they ask who is the person, what's their criminal record? No, we're never ever going to let them in. So the head of Hong Kong Shanghai Bank flew to London to make this video of me and then flew right back, which was quite an interesting experience. And then with Japan, we contacted Japan to try and see if I could get into Japan, and no, criminal record in America for drugs, never going to let you into Japan. So these things carry forward. When I do the talks to the schools, I let them know about getting a criminal record. It's going to prevent you from getting a job in a lot of cases. And also it's going to prevent you from being able to travel to a lot of countries where you would want to be able to travel to. So for people just tuning in, if you put Julia Wandelt arrested in Google, it's already spreading all over the world, major headline news. And it's so sad because it's on the back of the new DNA test that came in just a week ago that also made international headline news. And Julia was on a high. And she flew under the radar to us into Bristol today, and she's just been arrested. What her intentions were, we don't know. Her her representative in the media has got legal people ready to get to the cops or to communicate with the cops or to get to the cop shop. Hopefully someone is at the cop shop by now, a legal representative, and get her bailed out. And if she needs to come here, because I'm not far from Bristol, we have got a spare place for her to stay safely here with me and Jen and baby Ziggy. Imagine if Julia ends here for this weekend. I never thought. I mean, that would be one silver lining to the situation. And Julia was scheduled to come on later in the week. If she does feel like she wants to tell the world what she's just been through, then we may indeed even end up live streaming from this house. So, Natalie, can you ask Beverly to do remote viewing on Julia? Yep. Do you want me to do that right this minute or after the stream? I mean, all right, while you guys are on the phone, I will send Bev a voice note. There is the prospect of deportation as well. Oh, Jen's asking me. Polish embassy have been emailed. So let me send a voice note to Jen first. Hey, Jen, if you're familiar with the procedure to contact someone who has been detained by Bristol airport cops, what police station she would then be transported to. If you are able to make any inquiries in that direction, it would be appreciated. I'm going to leave a voice note for Bev as well right now. I'm still live. So if you do leave a voice note, I will be playing it live in response. And let Sean know. I'll find out where she is right now if I can get her date of birth. Oh, okay. And the date of birth request, who is that from? So let me just let Bev know as well. Let's see, Bev. Hey, Bev, hope you're okay. I don't know if you saw international world news right now. Julie's just been arrested at Bristol airport. We didn't know she was arriving. Her representative in the media has got lawyers ready to do whatever they can. But I'm just contacting you. I'm still on live right now. People are asking if you want to send me back a voice note with a possible remote viewing. If you do so, just bear in mind, any voice notes you send back, I will be reading them live. Just letting you know that on this stream that I'm on right now. I'll send you a link to the stream as well. Right, so Jen's on the case and Bev. People should pick it outside of the police station. It will make a statement that we know about the DNA match. I'm just going to send this stream over to Bev as well. What's up, Bev? There we go. She's tuned right in. Yeah, like I said, the whole thing can be turned on its head so that we can rally even more support for Julia. Because this is the thing, when I was growing up, it was just BBC One, BBC Two, ITV. Whatever they said was gold. But if you go on some of these TV stations that are streaming right now, there is so much support for Julia. We've got almost 5,000 watching this live across all the platforms. There's probably more support, more people watching here right now. They're now watching some of these dinosaur media platforms on YouTube. So let us transform the energy of the dark forces pitted against Julia to rallying more support for Julia. Because it's absolutely sickening to think that if you are a UK citizen, it's sickening to think that our taxpayers' money is being wasted right now when they could have given Julia a DNA test months ago. And this isn't the fault of the police. This is the fault of decision makers high up in the police. Oh, here we go. Sinclair is with her right now. It's in the Sun. All right, I'm going to pull that article up, folks. Jen has just done a voice note. So let me turn my volume up. Here we go.
Oh, that's from Murph. He sent me a WhatsApp. So can you message me her date of birth, obviously her full name, and I will call 101 because it's local to us, so they'll put me directly through.
Hey, Jen, I don't know her date of birth, but if you contact Ron, he's not live right now. He might be able to access that. All right, so we're waiting for Bev to come in. I'm going to pull up this article about Sinclair being with her right now. Let me I've got several windows open right now. Just keep an eye on everything. Let me just get this latest one. So, is Julia Wandelt arrested? The Sun arrested. The Sun. The Sun newspaper. Chills anytime past 24 hours. Right, so I don't see any update. 1 hour ago. I think this is the one I've already read. Updated 23:38. So yeah, it was updated 10 minutes ago. All right, let's see what they say. Arrested suspicion of stalking and harassment. Julia's representative confirmed that she remains in custody. I'm trying to find out what's happened. It appears she's been arrested. All right, that's an old one, but that's confirmed she remains in custody. Yeah, it's just saying the same thing, I think. Yeah, that's all we've got there. That gives a timeline on the story. All right, so let me just scroll ahead on the chat. Let's see where we are, everyone. Let me see if Beverly. Yeah, they will definitely not break her again. Of course. They are watching now. Bailey is saying. All right, we've got the date of birth. All right, I'm going to send this privately to Jen. See how we get to the bottom of things through cooperation. All right, Jen, if you're watching, date of birth has been emailed. If you're not watching, I'll send you a voice note. Date of birth just emailed. Thanks for that. How handy is just this connection with so many people all over the world to get to the bottom of things like this. The mods are doing a good job tonight. Yep, good. It's been a while since this many people have tuned in at the same time. And that is a credit and a testament to Julia's bravery, sincerity, authenticity. She's just laid it down that she's just trying to find out who she is. And anyone who says that she doesn't have the right to do that, you may as well just go and work for Zuckerberg in his misinformation department. And one day you will end up groveling to Trump at Mar-a-Lago with your poxy $1 million check, with your tail between your legs, because Times are a changing. Ron's got his pink gigs on. He's coming back, folks.
Yeah, so it's interesting because there's a lot of people around Julia, and there's players who are in it for the right reasons, who are very open, right? You're looking at two of them right now on this live stream, and then there's people like Sheena, who has also been on our lives with Julia, showing support. And it's interesting when there's other players around Julia, secret financiers, interesting friends that come out of nowhere, heroes that ride in on big stallions and save the day. And now she's arrested. It's awfully odd. And I'm just saying this right now, okay? This isn't just going to vanish. People aren't just going to stop believing in wanting answers for Julia. All right? But I'm going to be honest with you, side chat. There's certain things that could be... We all need to make a fuss about this, okay? We need to let Julia know that we all know that she needs us. As soon as I know what the best way for everyone to do that is, I'll post it in my Discord. There's a link in the bottom of this video, okay? Because, hey, I wouldn't want to be saying anything on YouTube, right? We can't be saying anything on YouTube. Not that I would say anything on Discord. But there's a Discord link in the description below. I encourage you all to use it.
I've got something.
Okay.
I'm not going to name any names. So a person who has contacted the cops regarding Julia, who knows what this person is doing, they've turned this call around on this person, and they are now interrogating this person and running checks on this person.
Interesting. So you've been told that the police are currently running checks on somebody who's tried to make a call to inquire about Julia.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is one of those times where there's going to be a lot of nodding and a lot of like weird smiles. Oh, interesting. Well, hey, listen. My advice to you would be look into everybody. I mean, absolutely. If I had the resources to look into everybody, I'd look into them too.
But don't have the resources to do a £100 DNA test. Pathetic.
Yeah, right. Right. So, oh man, I am so triggered and worried and upset and angry. And do you know what? Do you know what's really infuriating, right? She never even told me till she was at the airport. Like, I could have ranted her out of this, right? I could have ranted her out of this. But it seems to me there's a few people out there who knew about this for a while that should have known better.
Yeah, and this person who I'm speaking about is about to send me an update. I can see it being typed. But before we go to that, viewers, put a 1 in the chat if you think an agent provocateur has manipulated this situation with Julia to discount the good news she had earlier this week. Put a 2 in the chat if you think this is just Julia's, perhaps she got overexcited, or she was on a high and she made an error, naivety while she was on a high. She made an error, coming to the UK without, telling anyone, and thought she could get under the radar. Looks like it's nearly all 1s on that one. And thanks for the super chats that have come in as well. And any super chat money that comes in from the stream, believe me, if we can pick her up and take her out for dinner and give her money for whatever legal problems she's got, it's all going to be going to Julia.
Yeah.
Nearly all ones coming in. All right, so we've got a voice note. Hold on. Can I play this voice note on the live stream? Just type yes or no.
Honestly, like, what is going on? Like, what is going on? I was so close to having the delicious Indian dinner, right? I thought everything was going so well. I got off my last live stream. I was starving. I ordered dinner and it arrived. And it was like, as soon as I started like this, it was like, oh, by the way, Julia's been arrested. I'm like,
what was it? Was it chicken tikka masala?
no, it was a lamb buna. It was the works, mate. Do you know how never mind, who cares, man? But yeah, it's gonna get reheated.
All right, I've got permission to play the voice note.
All right.
So let me just get my audio fixed and get this YouTube video closed so don't play that over it. Here we go. Can I play this voice note on the live stream? Just type yes or no. All right, here we go.
So I've spoke to the station and they can't give us anything unless she put your name down as a port of call, and she hasn't put your name down. So they can't release any information.
Right, so she's in a catch-22 whereby they cannot release any information to us because she has not registered us as a port of call.
Okay.
So that's where it's at, folks. But if Sinclair's in there, then that is what we are relying upon right now.
Yeah. Have we had find out right now.
Yeah, but what they've done is they've taken her information and now they are investigating her. I'm not going to say any names. That's exactly what they've done. They've just turned that inquiry into an investigation. And she's probably not put us down as a port of call because she doesn't want us on some list that's going to get investigated.
I would hope she has the good sense to put me down on a list. Like, can you ask the mystery caller, who definitely wasn't Jen, can you ask her to fire over the number that she called? Have you frozen? Have I frozen? Oh my God. Am I still live? Hello?
My whole house internet just got taken down.
Whoa.
Yours?
No, it was just you. Okay, that's fine. So it was just Jen it's just Jen's house that got attacked because she phoned the bloody police. Right. Can you ask Jen? Can you ask Jen to send me the number that she phoned?
You mean the unnamed person that we're not snitching on?
Yeah, exactly. Right. Can you get her to fire me the number? Because there may be names. I swear to God.
If the SWAT team hasn't arrived by then, yep.
Is that a helicopter I can hear? No, like, I swear to God, if she's put down Ron Swanson and I've got to try and somehow prove that I'm Ron Swanson, we're going to have problems.
Jen, Ron is requesting you can send him the number. He's going to give it a try.
Yeah. Use the Discord link down below, everyone. There's a Discord link down below. Please click on that. Yeah, please click on that. If you don't know what Discord is, download it.
People who are watching the live stream, when my house internet went down, which is like, we have got supersonic internet here that never goes down, it's cable. What happened on the screen? Like, was it just frozen or?
Yeah, it's just frozen. Yeah. Yeah.
So was I frozen or was you still going, Ron?
No, it was just you. You froze. Okay. I was in the middle of talking. And then, because obviously I was cracking jokes and you weren't laughing, I started taking offense. And then I realized that you'd frozen. So I was like, it's okay.
Someone here is saying it's Keynsham Police Station. Has that been verified? Is it Keynsham Police Station?
I don't know. I would imagine it was wherever freaking nameless, the faceless lady phoned.
She sent another voice note.
Oh,
Hold on.
I shouldn't be drinking like caffeinated beverages this time and this time of night. I'm just saying. So why? Okay, that's not good.
What?
Sinclair's company is showing dissolve. I don't think so. I don't know.
All right, we have got. She's told me I can play this one as well. Let's see.
Okay.
He can't because he's not in the area. So when you call 101,
Yeah.
it goes through to your local area, and you can choose the police stations there, which obviously being Bristol was Bridgewater, Patchway, and this area. And yeah, you can't apparently.
Oh, trust me, I'll just create a Bristol-based number through my web server and call them through that and seem very much like I'm in Bristol.
I'm gonna send Jen a put a 1 in the chat if you want Jen to come on the live stream. Put a 2 in the chat if you want her to bug off. I'm just going to silence myself, Ron, while I send her a voice.
Also, I didn't mean to sound like a condescending twat there either, Jen. I do apologize. That came out really condescending. So I didn't mean to sound like that. That was very offensive. I'm very stressed, Jen. I'm very sorry. I projected. I was projecting. Okay, there's no excuse to speak to someone like that. So I apologize.
All right. Everyone's saying they want Jen to come on the live. She's recording an audio. So Jen is from this neck of the woods. If people are wondering why I'm trying to cajole Jen to come on the live, she's from this neck of the woods. She understands.
Hang on a second.
Ron's got something. So Marie's asking what's happened. Julia is in Bristol, the custody of Bristol police. She has been arrested for stalking and harassment at Bristol Airport related to, we believe, allegedly doorstepping the McCanns and recording them.
All right. So, Sergit is not with Julia. The lawyers are with Julia, allegedly.
Perfect.
Well,
Okay,
no, they are. I can quote him on that and put that on the record. That's what he said.
All right. So Julia's lawyered up, folks. That is good news. We're trying to find out which cop shop. And
so
Sheena,
Sheena, that should take our tinfoil hat worries away. I'm thinking now that there's lawyers present, unless of course. I don't like any of this. There we go. There's RG.
There we go.
How we doing, Jen?
Evening.
How we doing?
Good. Yeah, no, we can't ascertain her location unless we're a law firm.
Okay.
Unfortunately, Jen Hopkins' law firm doesn't work.
Holistic. No, you could be a holistic lawyer.
Have we got the spare room ready? Have we got the spare room ready for Julia, Jen?
I study holistic law.
She's welcome to stay, of course.
Oh,
But
I hope she does. That'll be the silver lining of this whole thing if she comes to this house.
Exactly, but poor thing. She must be. I mean, has she ever been arrested before, to your knowledge?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know, Jen.
Chat, has Julia ever been arrested before or had any physical police interaction? We know all about the calls. No, people are saying.
Yeah. So what you need to do in the morning is contact a local law firm. I know a few, strangely enough, in this area.
They're with her. The lawyers are with her already.
Oh, that's fantastic. So, yeah. And then obviously they'll be able to give her, well, she won't have access to her phone or anything of that nature. Of course she won't.
Oh, I've been sending some rather stern messages to anyone who's going to be going through her phone and reading messages, just so you know, they know exactly how I feel. So enjoy reading them, Police Scotland. Yeah.
She'll be getting cups of tea though. They'll give her a blanket and a bloody what did they give me? Blue pillow. And I'll put you down for the night and give you some magazines that are 20 years old. It's fantastic. Way to treat someone. Yeah.
What's they like in this neck of the woods?
I mean, the cells in Bristol, I've had the unfortunate experience of being in there a few times. They're not too they're not too bad. The thing is that they do give you a toothbrush and access to a shower if you're spending the night.
Jen, I just want you to know, on Ziggy's 18th birthday, when I'm replaying this clip at his party and you look over to me, I want you to know that yes, it was me that saved this clip about you talking about being in prison in Bristol, and I'm very sorry for playing it at his 18th. So I'm just saying, congratulations.
And Jen, you've got 5,000 people on this live. 99.9% of that just went, Jen was arrested. What? You're gonna have to clarify.
When you forget you're on a live stream and you just start talking. Jen, here we go.
What did you do, Jen? It's the big question in the chat.
I think we've covered this years ago.
No, Jen, this is a completely different audience.
Right. So arrest number 1. It goes. It's a lot of mistakes, but was in the town of Weston-super-Mare, where I got attacked by a drunk man, and I attacked him back. Well, I defended myself. Let's get this right. I retaliated in self-defense, and I got arrested on my 18th birthday. That wasn't even the first arrest, actually. Christ. That's just like I think that's around the 4th, 5th. And then on Bristol, I was out on my 21st birthday, and a guy put a cigarette out on my face, and I self-defense took a stiletto heel to his in retaliation, and just as the police were coming past on a horse,
I just want to say, if anyone from the Sun newspaper is watching this, profiling the people that have stood beside Julia, we've got an ecstasy kingpin, and we've got like the bandit of Bristol.
Bristol Bandit is my new name, bandit,
right? I'm just saying, hey, listen, we keep it real here, man. We keep it real. All right, we keep it real on this channel.
I was very young.
For the love of God, like and subscribe. For the love of God, please carry on, Jen.
You can't tell me you've never been arrested, Ron. That's rubbish.
Yeah. Right. We all listen.
Petty crimes.
5,000 people on a live stream. That ain't the place for it, mate. That ain't the place for it. That ain't the place for it.
You're loving it, Jen. They're saying keep going.
Oh man. So yeah, a lot of them were drunken misfortunes. But I think the worst one was one on my 21st. But I thought I was really crafty, and I snuck my phone in my bra. So I'm in the back of the police like sweat box, whatever, the van, and I'm there. I pull my phone out, like the cops are in the front, and I'm just ringing all my mates, being like, "You're gonna have to get me from the police station in the morning." But that was an experience, and I was released without charge on that one. They're terrible. Then again, the crimes of just silly crimes.
It sounds like the crimes of rage is what it sounds like to me, Jane. It sounds like crimes of rage.
Self-defense.
Yeah.
You know,
right.
Back in them days, all those many years ago, we'll say, it was they favoured the men over the women, I think.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah,
women's
nothing
rights,
to do with you taking a high heel to someone's face. Nothing to do with that at all. At all.
The back of his head, actually. But
it's See, if you hit him whilst the cigarette's being put out on you, that's self-defense. If the cigarette's put out on you and then 2 minutes later you go up behind and stab him in the head with a shoe, I don't know if that is self-defense. I'm just saying, okay? But you know what, actually? It was self-defense. You know, I'm on Jen's side in this situation, actually. Yes. Ram the police, ram whoever put a cigarette out on you, Team Jen all the way. What am I even talking about? Team Jen, baby.
Exactly. And also the same guy chucked my cousin's chips on the floor. And do you know how bad it is?
Crimes against chips. I will not have crimes against chips. I will
At
not
1
stand
a.m. in the morning, when you've gone to a kebab shop after a night out and you've got that pile of chips in front of your face, do you know how important they are?
I know,
Right?
Jen. This is the figure of a man. This is the figure of a man who knows about midnight chips. Okay,
So
this is a
don't
body
go
built
for
on midnight chips.
Like, we went at my cousin's chips and he put a cigarette out of my face. Never again.
Yeah, we're only up to Jen's 19th birthday here, guys. We've got a couple more to go. All right.
Sean knows about this. I said I've got to write. Honestly, I swear I get brain fog, and I'm like, I've got to sit down and remember all my arrests because there's so many. No, one of them is right, and I'm really embarrassed about this one. Actually, is this is so bad, and I'm so sorry to my sister. Right, is I stole her DVDs and sold them down the market and got nicked for it because she reported me to the police, and I deserved that one. Someone's gone there, but no.
Okay, yeah. I just want to say that is our in-house ex-Metropolitan whistleblower now got his winkle stick out to see what he can find out.
Good.
So I'll keep you posted if anything comes through on that. We're not going to be any more specific than that, but I think that's close enough for everyone to know what's going on.
Jen, can you rehash that when we were all looking at incoming messages?
Chipcake.
Do I have to? That was like a real.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
No,
Jen,
I pinched.
Jen's
I wanted
arrest.
to make.
That's the next book. Forget about Sean's book. We need Jen's arrest stories. That's the next book, right? Just 2,500 short stories of all the arrests. No, carry on, Jen.
So also one of the first ones, this is around 14, is I broke into Holt Football Club's clubhouse and set off some fireworks. But they weren't impressed with me on that one. I got arrested for that one, for setting off for some fireworks. I'm just one of those, you know, when everyone runs away from the police and there's always that person who gets caught. That was always me. And another one. This just shows me what a toe rag I was. I was a real toe rag. And another one was, oh God, this one's quite bad. So yeah, there was stealing my sister's DVDs. There was the football club fireworks night of my own. Woohoo! And then one of my ex-boyfriends stole my mum's car and drove it around the village, but I got arrested for it. And then I went through a phase of going to restaurants and running away without paying for the meal.
All right, listen, I just need to cut Jen off here, right? I just need to cut you off. Once we get to the dining, once you've progressed your criminal career from petty crimes into the thievery of restaurant
dining,
and dining, I need to cut you off, and I need to just remind everybody to like and share the stream. This is all about, you know, Julia and the fact that she has been arrested. This madness that is the entire McCann case allegedly surrounding all of this, the DNA results that have happened, and if there was ever if there was ever a time where you would want to be able to put headlines out like Julia Stalker, Julia the Fraud, all of this, it is right after one of the two parents of the most famous missing child in the world has allegedly been matched at an almost 70% DNA match. Ron Shush, how dare you? How dare you? Listen, we'll do a whole separate stream on the criminal history of Jen. Okay, this is about Julia. Okay,
Jen needs her own channel. Someone said, Jen.
I have one. It is up and coming, thanks to your clips guy who's clipping through videos as we speak. I'm sure he can clip away at this one.
Did you want to watch the most intense moment of Jen's life?
Yeah.
Go on the Atwood family channel and watch the birth of Ziggy.
I had to edit that.
For God's sake, stop promoting that one.
Listen,
No, that's
That was a
If
real
you-
day of my life,
Jen
man.
Jen and Emily should start a regular show. Monday night they have a regular show. What are you talking
Mondays.
about?
Yeah.
Monday night, 7 o'clock.
It's aren't you all so lucky? Everything you've asked for is already there waiting for you. It's not like Jen even start anything. You can go binge watching Jen now, people. If anything, we've given you the gift of time. Well, you've time traveled. Congratulations.
And Kazabear's comment there, Jenny from the block. Honestly, that song was about me. It wasn't about Jennifer Lopez.
Guys,
She
is it-
stole
guys,
my.
is it-
I'm putting it out there. Jennifer Lopez stole my lyrics. You
Well,
heard
luckily
it here first.
Is it definitely Keynsham Cop Shop? Is it confirmed that that's where Julia is?
I don't know if it's confirmed, but geographically to Bristol Airport, the closest stations would be Patchway or Bridgewater. It wouldn't be
'Cause
Keynsham.
I'm tempted. I'm tempted to take a drive out there on the live, staying live with you guys, and seeing if there's anything happening.
I'll tell you what
and
will be happening. The Julia will be in a prison cell, and outside the prison will be one man in a car on a live stream. That's what will be
getting arrested. You'll be getting arrested, Sean. That's what will happen. For
The
harassment.
media might have found out, and they might be there outside.
Listen, all I'm saying is Sean would love that. If the media was there and Sean got arrested outside, his face, all you would see was this like Simon Cowell money eyes. Ding, 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 like this. He's got like 15 lawyers on retainer. Do you know what I'm saying? He's got a button that he pushes on his chest, and this goes out to the lawyers. Beep, 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 beep. And they're all like, oh, it's Atwood payday time. Do you know what I'm saying? So yeah, trust me.
All right, let's ask the viewers. They have guided this channel this far.
Yes.
Viewers,
they're going to say yes, Sean. They're going to say, what are you asking them for? They're lunatics. Of course they're going to say yes. Okay, ask them. One, if you want Sean to go. Two, if Sean shouldn't go.
I'm going to one just to get him out of the bloody house so I can have a good night's sleep. Here we go. 111.
Jen's putting a 2-ing. She's got those come to bed eyes right now. She wants me to get off the stream. I can tell.
You got to work on your come
the
to bed
lies that come from that man's mouth. Right. I think.
Do you think then a balanced version of this would be we wait till the morning for an update?
No, I want you to go now. I want my live stream tomorrow to be Sean Atwood arrested, free Sean.
Yeah. And I'll have to go pick him up from the bloody police station.
All right. I'm doing it.
He's doing it.
You are.
Oh, God.
I'm doing it. What I need is, and I can do that as well myself.
Let's just look at this. Dun, dun, dun. When you break it to your missus that you're about to go on a wild road trip.
Right. I'm putting the link for this live stream in my email. So I'll just go on my phone, click on my emails. There's the link.
Oh, Jen. How did you let this happen, Jen? How
did you let this happen?
How have you let this happen?
How have you let this happen?
Run through off camera and take your top off or something.
Right. If this is the last you see of me, folks, make the most of it. I'm logging off right now. I'm jumping in my car.
Jen,
I'm a man of action. I'm a man of action.
Jen.
That is ridiculous.
Use your womanly powers now. Go and make Ziggy a sister or a brother right now. Go right now.
Oh, not tonight. Not tonight, Ron. But he will go as well. But the thing is, he doesn't know what station, and they're all they're quite a far distance apart. So it's just, and the thing is, the stations where the police are seriously understaffed. Stations are no longer staffed. Like there's no front desk. He's not going to turn up and there's going to be a front desk. He's going to turn up and there's just going to be an entrance.
As we phone on his we hand. I'll be like, hello.
There's just a strange man knocking around the police station. No, it's just. I mean, check it out, guys. It could be. I like Sean doing his monologues when he's out on his little lives. Then he's like, oh, what's this? And like tries to like build up suspense and all that. So let him do that. Let him try.
He's he does his best. Bless his cotton socks. It's our Sean. All right.
Definitely. But Julia, she will be, you know, in a they put the heating on in the cells at least. There's toilet facilities. They offer you cups of tea and they feed you. So it's not quite the real.
On the other hand, she might be entangled in a £20 million fraud case, entangled with a missing child that's more famous than anyone, with a huge, massive cover up and conspiracy. Just to play devil's advocate. Do you know what I mean?
Who told? Why was she in the UK?
That's the big discussion that's being had offline right now between me and a few other people. Because Jen, it's almost like there's a core friend group, right? You, Sean, me, you know, the people that have good intentions. Sheena.
Yeah.
And then there's this secret other group of people. And this group is at the center of a lot of the encouragement of a lot of traveling and activities, such as maybe some things that could be considered stalking, shall we say. And I'm not saying that there's anything fishy going on. I'm just saying, when is it not fishy with Julia? Okay. When is it, other than you know, I've got a lot of belief that Sheena is who she says she is. I've got a lot of belief that I am who I say I am, who John Wedger is.
Of course.
But we're all happy to stick our faces out there. And Sheena had raised a couple of good points about an incident that took place that was recorded, and someone else was there, and certain things were said and certain things were shouted, whereas it should have been a very much a shut up and hold the camera scenario. And when that was said to me, it was like, okay, interesting.
So this bad representation, are they quite recent on the scene?
Well, let's not even say bad representation.
It's not ideal representation.
Well, and again, I'm not saying anything because I'm just going by what Sheena said, and Sheena's going by what she's heard and all this. And it's a lot of chitty chatty and not any receipts, if that makes sense. So I'm not saying anything about anyone. I'm just trying to, in an educated way, say things to the side chat in a way that isn't pointing at anyone, but is just loosely trying to say there might be something else here when I don't know if there is or there isn't. Because I certainly don't want anyone being harassed. I don't want anyone being wrongly accused. I don't want to jump the gun. So I just want to categorically say right now, I have no reason to believe at all that any of these people right now are less than 70%, you know, honest. Okay, I don't know that, but I don't want to point any fingers right now.
No, of course. And yeah, that's not right to do so. So all you can wish is she is, you know, safe at the moment, warm, got one of those lovely polyester blankets over her, and she's getting the right legal advice at the moment.
Are you sniffing paint, Catherine? Like, are you sniffing paint, mate? Because these are the sort of statements that make us all collectively dumber. All right. So I don't know where you're getting your information from, but at no point have I ever stood against Julia. And I'm sorry to call you out on being a moron, but I call it as I see it. So I do apologize for everybody for having to deal with that. But at no point would I ever not stand with Julia. I don't know where you're getting.
And everyone on the channel stands with Julia, and that's why this channel's you know, done nothing but support her. I obviously haven't been on a stream with Julia myself, but I know how close Sean holds her situation to his heart, obviously because of his mother. He's not just saying that. I've met his mother. I'm really close with her, and how much she has struggled with her identity due to, you know, not knowing her parents. So like, I know how important it is for Sean for Julia's truth to be told, and just so she knows who she is. And it's not just, oh, is she a mechanic? It's like, no,
Right.
who are her parents? Who is
Correct.
she?
Correct.
Like, imagine growing up and not knowing who the F you are. That must be
Right.
torture.
Jen, here's another thing, right? If I'm Julia's dad and the papers print that Jerry McCann could be your dad, I'm getting a spike test done the next day. Just to be like, this is my daughter, right? And there's 4 parents involved. I just want to say Ron hasn't been involved since day one. Ron's been involved since day one of Julia's journey on the channel, just to be clear. That's when Ron met Julia, when she got involved with this channel. John Wedger put me in touch with her, and we set up the whole thing. And since then, Julia is like my internet little sister. You know, I've told her when she's upset because she doesn't feel like she has a family, I'm like, you know, you're coming here for Christmas this year and every year until you get married. Like, you have a family. Like, you, I'm sorry the hand you've been dealt, but people love you, and you know that'll always be the case. You know, she'll always have somewhere to go and feel like she's part of something because she's been dealt a absolute shit hand, is what she's been dealt.
I want the beat button.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Brilliant. Honestly,
Yeah,
do you know how much easier it is to
has.
monetize my shows with the bleep button? It's freaking great.
Finally.
Finally, right? We're on the 5th up.
Oh,
Here we go.
just an update. Sean's car's driven down the road. He's gone.
Oh my God, has he left?
Yeah, he's gone.
Off his
He's
nut.
got, I heard the front door go and he's gone. Yeah.
Has he set
He's
up a
gone
new
on
one?
his mission.
Has he set up
You
a
gotta
new
love the guy's passion in life. Yeah. God, what time is it? Half past midnight.
Yeah.
Christ.
You've got to love the guy's passion. Do we got to love it, or are we just sad cogs in the Atwood machine and we all have to turn or it all falls apart, right? Because that's how I feel, right?
Oh,
like, I love his passion too. It's great. I'm going to get coffee.
It is.
You know what I'm saying?
It's something else. So is this going to go onto a live stream with him outside a cop shop?
I'm assuming he knows that he can just take his phone and just connect back to this live stream. If he doesn't know that and he sets up another one, we won't be shutting this one down. I'll be going into the side chat and shouting at him and tell him just to rejoin this one. So yeah, we all are. We are, of course, we're concerned.
Apparently, yeah, it's
Sean's already been arrested.
Yeah, I hope so. Are you going to be joining the live we're on? Yeah, when you get to said police station.
Yeah, tell him Ron says do not. Oh, he emailed himself the link. Okay, good. Thank you. Somebody was paying attention. I knew he'd done something with a link, and that's why I was confused. So he's emailed himself the link for this live stream. That's fine. Thank you, Lulu. You officially get the gold star of the day. Okay, because that was you remembering that and me catching that. That was all predestined right there. So yeah. Hang on a second. Oh, it's bin night. It's bin night, and my alarm for the bin night alarm's just gone off, right?
Oh, mine was last night. Oh, I went wild at Sean when he finished his podcast at 11. I was like, get those bins out. We'd be hell to pay. I go mad. It's my favourite day of the fortnight. Once a fortnight, bin night. Love it.
Noodles, do you know what? That's how I felt. The corruptibility is wild. Oh, God. Oh my God, that is a fever dream demon right there. That is the face that haunts my dreams, John. That is the face that haunts my dreams.
Oh my God.
I'm incognito.
You're incognito.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine. You sound like Wedger when he's driving, so it's as good as it'll be.
All right.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
I'm near the town centre of Keynsham, and I'm just going to pull over now and go by the council building. That's where the cops. Is that where the police station is, Jen? Do you think? The library near the library.
I will have a look.
Your wee face.
Jen's googling it for me.
So it is.
Yeah.
It's how do I say this? Bath Road. Oh no, it's, you know where I take the recycling? It's near there. When you go to Waitrose and you go behind KFC there, it's there.
When you go behind the
Oh,
KFC,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
what are you doing hanging out at the back of a KFC? Either of you, okay? I don't even want to know.
No, but it's by the recycling centre. I take the cardboard there and recycle bits. So as
All
you
right.
go,
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I got a little bit more to drive.
yeah.
Okay.
Like, so, yeah, if you go, there's Waitrose on your left, and on the right is KFC, and straight after KFC there's a right hand turn. It's down there because I always see the police cars down there. It's down there. So, behind the KFC, that's where they all hang out.
All I can see is Sean's face blacking out, and then it cuts back to him, and he's staring at us. He's staring off driving.
You're not going to be laughing if the international press are all outside.
And then we
Which
find
I doubt,
out
because
it's Bridgewater police station. We're like, that's a 45-minute drive.
they were all saying it was Keynsham in the chat.
Okay.
I'm going to go and take the bins out and then get into another t-shirt, because it's too fun. I can't. It's too hot. I'll be back.
Okay.
So I'll go in and just see if I can bail her out. Offer to bail her out.
Sean, it doesn't work like that in the UK.
It doesn't.
You can't bail people out in the UK.
Talking about what is he talking about, Jim? There's Scott with his checkbook in the police station.
Sean, yeah, Sean's there with his checkbook. Exactly that. Like, no,
you can't post bail like in America.
absolutely not. What happens is she will have to see investigating officers with her lawyer present or the solicitor present, who will do a recorded interview. They will then make a decision. They will call CPS,
shit.
and then she gets released on bail. And nobody gets bailed out. There's no dog the bounty hunter in this country. This is like literally the legal system is you go there, the police make a decision, either remand you for one reason or another, usually flight risk or reoffender, or they release you on bail for pending obviously a court date or charges. There's no bail.
Yeah.
There's no bail money involved. There's no money. There's no money.
Right. So I'm near the Domino's. I'm near the Domino's now. Keynsham Police Centre. Keynsham Police Centre.
That's it.
Well, can't you just go in and just say? Can't I just go in and say my friend's been arrested? Is there anything I can do? Like that kind of thing. We're just worried about them. Worried about them. We need some, any information.
So, due to if it's a manned police station, which I'm unaware if it is or not, it's more likely it will be so there'll be no front desk. I mean, you can try and talk to someone. There'll be a little buzzer on the side. You can ring in and go hi and try and speak to someone. But there's no front desk at police station anymore. When the government decided to cut funding, they shut a lot of the front desks down in police stations, so you could no longer go in and speak to an officer behind.
Okay, it says there's an arrow. There's an arrow to the reception. Let's see. Reception. So it looks like it's closed.
Yeah, there'll be a buzzer, so you need to ring that buzzer.
All right, let me just go back down. See if you can go around. Okay.
You're not going to break her out, Sean.
Not going to. That was just a joke.
Yes, obviously. No. There should be a little buzzer. You can speak at the entrance somewhere and just buzz on there and see who you speak to. And you'll need to let them know you're recording, obviously.
All right, let me. Oh, there's a gate, and I don't think you can even get through it. Let's have a look. Reception.
We'll just go bail her out.
Easy vehicles with park staff parking through gate. Oh, it says reception's up the road. Not here, not this part.
I didn't know there was such a big police station in Cambridge.
Yeah, I didn't either. It's all hidden, isn't it, in the back streets?
Hmm. Do you reckon they watch this?
Probably watching me arrive on YouTube, aren't they already?
Yeah, they're like, oh, look at him, he's bloody arrived.
Yeah, I've gone past it. I'm gonna have to get out down there and walk around. See if I can get through that gate.
If you can perhaps speak to an officer to leave your perhaps phone number, because if they say, oh, we can't give you this information, blah, 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 just turn around and say, okay, well, here's my phone number. Can you pass it on to her on her release? Because I am the closest port of call for her and a dear friend. And then you can go collect her upon release if she's
Right.
If that's
a good idea, yeah. So I'll just park down here and see, what's it say, visitor parking. What I might do is leave you duty solicitor attending custody. So there's no duty solicitor here because there's a space for the duty solicitor. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave you streaming. I'll leave the window down. I'm just going to go over here and see if I can get in.
Take the phone with you, you pussy. Take it with you.
No,
yeah.
If I illegally record people, then it's a crime, isn't it?
All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's true.
So when it comes to a duty solicitor, they are only within certain office hours. You will only get to speak to a duty solicitor over the phone unless it is within office hours. Matter of fact. So they will not be sat at the police station waiting for a criminal to come in. So they think, yeah, I've got a case. I love those classes.
Yeah, they're great. They're great.
Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, I may have spilled bin juice on myself taking the bins out. It was traumatic. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, I hate bin juice.
Yeah, but you know the only thing.
Especially now it's all nappies, isn't it?
No, it's not that. Luckily it wasn't that kind of bin juice. It was just a mix of rain on the top of the wheelie bin, and it got me good. It got me real good.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not as bad as like dropping cat food on your toes in the morning, though. That's the worst.
You got someone in the chat asking for your Discord link. I know you like a bloody Discord link.
It's in the description. It should be. Oh wait, no. Sean set up this live. Oh god damn it! Right, give me a second, everybody. Give me a second. Oh no, wait! I set up this live. And that was false news. Give me a second. Just check. In the description.
Oh, thank you, official Sean out with clips. Give us a follow, please, on my fabulous channel with clips of me. I'll be adding some fresh content this week. I'll have you know. I don't know that. I'm saying it. It's terrible.
If you go down into the description here, you will see a Discord link. I'll copy it now and I will paste it for you lovely people. Yeah, it's the gateway Discord and the movement Discord. The main Discord will be opened to everybody again shortly. Don't get arrested, Sean. I mean, I don't know that. I feel like that's the live stream headline for tomorrow. Sean just doesn't come back and we're just left with the car seat until his phone runs out of battery. Jen, you opened that cupboard behind you, didn't you? Yeah. You opened those cupboards behind you, didn't you? Because I swear those cupboards were all closed when you originally came on the stream.
No, my friend is here as well, visiting. Karen.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So if you see someone coming in now, yeah, it's not a ghost. It's actually my friend.
Yeah, that's fine. No, it's just there's things that have changed in your background since I was last here. It's
Oh yeah, no, the ghosts have all gone since the shamanic priestess came over and blessed the house. So we're fine here.
yeah.
Cheers for checking in, man.
Ron, you'll have to go get him, mate.
I'll have to
Mate.
bloody get in the car and go get him in a minute.
So far. Jen first. Once Jen gets arrested, I'll go and get Jen and Sean. How about that, right? Like
You
Jen
can bail us out with your checkbook.
Yeah, I'll come down. I'll be like, "Hey, I got my lawyer here. I'm looking to bail out." All right. Oh God.
I
But
can't believe
yeah,
you said that. I'll bail her out. I was
he's
like,
just
where are we?
he's just a legend. Like it's like it's just so funny because he's done it's like the crimes that Sean would have committed in one country compared to the any other country compared to the US are so dramatically massively different, right? Like maybe speeding, right?
All right.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
I'm back. Let me just turn this up. Get the audio back on.
You look like every single person that is about to create a house burglary in EastEnders ever filmed. Okay, it looks like right now you and the Mitchell brothers are about to go and take metal pipes to somebody outside a pub.
I'm just trying to Bluetooth you. 1 second.
Can you hear me? Prison break. Okay, so if we can get the best meme on the Discord, if you get a picture of Atwood with a woolly hat on, staring into the camera like this, if we can get the best meme caption underneath there, we'll do a prize for the next stream.
I don't know. I've just seen the best comment though. Someone just said, "Jen, you are my spirit animal."
Oh. So
love that.
I can barely hear you guys, but what they said to me was, because I'm not her contact person,
Yeah.
they can't give me any information.
Did you try?
They say they said that the protocol is
right.
She has a contact person. The police automatically contact that person.
Okay.
We've got to wait until she contacts the contact person to find.
Okay. Which will be Sajid.
The car park, it looked completely dead. In the visitors' car park.
Yeah.
No, it will be because everyone's at home. Like the duty solicitor doesn't sit in the police station. He comes in at 9 a.m. He goes home at 5 to his family. They don't have like solicitors sitting in all night, Sean.
Yeah, so I reckon it's somewhere else.
So are you saying then you think she was at that station or not at that station? JJ was asking Sean.
There wasn't a single car in the visitor car park.
Right.
So she's somewhere else, I think.
Somewhere.
Unless nobody's in there with her. There might not be anyone with her because, you know, maybe be careful what information is shared on this live stream, but is her other port of call local?
Yeah, I've spoken to her point of contact.
Okay.
And yeah, they've confirmed that lawyers are with her. That was what he said, and her friend.
Okay.
You know, and you know, I don't have any reason not to believe them, but at the same time, you know, it is what it is. It's a terrible situation, and everyone's going to speculate, and everyone's going to, you know, try and put their own little version of this together because we're only human. And there is a lot of strangeness that can circulate around everything to do with Julia and everything to do with the Madeleine McCann case. You know, I mean, let's be real here. Julia walked into a hornet's nest, an absolute hornet's nest. And although this is clearly them throwing a book at her, scare tactics, using what they can, because it seems to me, and I'm not an expert, so please do not quote me on this, but when Sean went through the definition of stalking and all of this, it was all about repeat offenses, or it allured to that in some of it. And I'm sorry, but Jen, if we've never met and I come up to you outside your house and say, I believe you're my mum, can we have a DNA test? And I do that one time, how is this stalking?
No, I mean, it would be, an odd situation, but it's not stalking. Well, that's the thing, that where is the line in stalking? Well,
that's the thing, because here's the thing, Jen, right? If it originally started on public ground, like outside in the street where it did, and then it escalated to private property, maybe that's what created it to be stalking. But even then, if that happened, Jen, and you called the police and I was taken away because I wanted a DNA test from you, they would just take me home without charge, or they would maybe take me away, and then, you know, if there was no charge, and they would just say, don't go back. And if I went back, it would escalate. But again, I don't know if that is 100%, but it just seems to me like stalking is a bit of a jump.
Is it the question surrounding it is, she was on her way into England, right? So she was at Bristol Airport. She was on her way into the UK, right?
Yeah.
So they were waiting for her at the airport to arrest her for stalking, what, from a previous visit, or was her intention?
From the last time she was here. And keep in mind, she arrived and was arrested, and the Sun newspaper was reporting on it all within like 90 minutes of her flight landing.
That's mad. No. They just need to do this DNA test, really, don't they? I know I'm saying the obvious here, which is ridiculous, but
like, we are in direct contact with Julia. We are all in direct contact with her, and it took the same amount of time it took me and Sean to get this live stream up was the same length of time it took for the Sun to write and post an article.
Yeah. FYI, Sean's car's just arrived outside. Is that him? Yeah. Wow, it's not be anyone else's bloody time.
Listen, man. You and I have got the same nose, my G. And you know what it smells like? It smells like fishiness. It smells like a badly written, like, crime novel. That's what it's like. You know.
Well, I hope when she gets released, she does get in contact, and she's more than welcome to come stay here, and perhaps she can be sat in my chair right now talking to you guys about her experience at Bristol Police Station, if she's allowed to talk about it.
Oh yeah, because you can stop Julia Wandelt talking about stuff right enough. Do you know what I'm saying?
I know, right?
Girl's a freaking badass.
Exactly.
Like, honestly, I'm not being funny. What we should be doing is getting Julia into law school, right? Because if there was ever somebody that we want fighting for other people, it's Julia. Welcome back, Mr. Atwood. You've went from creepy stalker looking man in a car to rather dapper, right? Rather dapper. It's a matter of one passion. Beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Well, I thought it was like Providence when people were saying she's in Keynsham police station. I thought it was meant to be that she's that close to us right now. We're going to find her. And it was my responsibility to go out and look, but it was completely dead, the car park. I went to the reception. You don't even get to go through. There's just a phone on the wall. And then as soon as you pick the phone up, someone's like, hello. And they just talk to you then. And I said, look, I'm concerned that my friend has been arrested and she's being housed here. And, we're just worried about her. And, can you give me an update and what can we do to help her? And they said, well, how do you know that they've been arrested? And I said, she's all over the news right now, arrested at Bristol airport. And then she said, well, if someone is arrested, the procedure is they have a contact person, they register, and the police automatically contact that person. So if you've not been contacted, you are not the contact person.
Yeah.
And I just thanked her for the information and said that, okay, we'll just have to wait for developments before we know what her status is and before we know what we can do to help her. The lady was very polite, and yeah, there's really nothing we can do. A contact person probably was Sinclair, and he's probably at the right cop shop with the lawyer, and they've probably gone in there. Yeah, and if she can't get out, even they would, go to a hotel or somewhere and probably wait until she gets bailed out, so that transportation can be arranged to her next destination, which is hopefully here. The alternative is sometimes if you're from a foreign country, they put what's called an immigration hold on you. And because we're no longer part of the European Union, imagine it's the same here, whereby because she's committed a criminal offense, they could keep her in custody with an immigration hold and say, we're not allowing you release because you're a flight risk, because you're from a foreign country. We're going to keep you detained. We're going to prosecute this case, and then we're going to deport you at the end of it. That's what happens to a lot of people if you're not a citizen of that country. So I don't, the charge is lightweight. It's probably not going to hold up. They're reaching. They're probably just the whole thing, I believe, in conclusion, because we're going to go to bed soon, I can tell. The whole thing, I believe, is just a black ops to destroy this lady's credibility just when it was resurrecting. And it's really sad after everything she's been through, the hell that she's been through, for her to have this fantastic week where she called us on the phone. She was so happy. They were saying this DNA had said this other thing now. She wasn't 100% Polish. She was on the absolute high, thought she was going places with it, and then just bam, just shut her down like that. And that, she'll probably walk out of the legal situation, but the damage is done in the media. And that's lawfare for you.
Just like it was the first time, brother. Yeah. The only difference is, I'll be honest, and I am hoping that this is going to be the special arrow in the quiver, and that's Sinclair, because he got her in the media, and if everything's straight and on board, he's got lawyers, he's on this, and let's just hope that Julia's in good hands right now and that everything's going to work the best it can for her. And make sure you join the Discord, all right? If you guys are wanting to collectively chat about this, organize something that you want to do to support Julia, whatever, join the Discord down below. I'm going to, once we finish this live stream, I'll come and jump on and we'll do like a wee 15-minute voice chat or whatever. We can all just rant, okay, and vent, because I know a lot of you are triggered right now.
So Jen, for those people who are triggered, Jen, how do we send collective healing energy to Julia?
Collecting healing energy is just for positive thinking. Really, just sit, and you've really caught me off guard right now. My mind was going to say, I just know she's going to have a really rough night's sleep tonight, but she is made of absolute strong stuff. So it's not going to phase her or break her, obviously, and her truth will continue. But yeah, if you want to send her any positive energy, just sit, meditate on it, and just really feel into it and into her situation, and just pray that she comes out of this and just finally gets these answers that she really truly deserves, whatever they may be. Not just, and just stop fixating on the whole McCann thing, and just that Julia wants to know who she is, and that's what's important.
Yeah, and if people are not familiar with Julia's story, I put the playlist for all of Julia's episodes. Now it's under one link. I put it in the live chat and I put it in the description box if you're watching on replay, but it's worth going through all the episodes to see how strong she is, how well researched she is. I mean, she could be a private investigator, and how everything they're saying in the mainstream media is nonsense about her. Like I said at the very beginning, when John Wedger talked to me about bringing Julia on, he said, you will find out she is a lovely person. And anyone who watches any of those episodes will I'm sure they will agree.
Yeah, definitely. Right, guys, I'm off to bed with the babe.
All right. Well, then, much love and respect wherever you are in the world. We'll be back tomorrow with updates. Take care.
I'll see you all.